welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be looking at all the manga that I bought in my latest manga shopping video. If you haven't checked it out already, be sure to go do so before you watch this one. If you haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe. It really means a lot to see all of your support. Let's just get right into looking at the manga that I bought. So I'm going to split the haul into like two halves. I've got the half that I have read and the half that I haven't read, and the ones that I have read I'm going to talk a little bit about the volume and the series and what I'm thinking so far. The ones that I haven't read I'm going to do a little less so. But yeah, let's just start from the top. So first we have Maidens 7 and 8. So this is the first omnibus. Oh my gosh, I can't do numbers. The fourth omnibus. There are, I think, 18 singles, so 9 omnibuses. I have the first 2 omnibuses and now I have the fourth one. I decided to just grab it even though I'm buying out of order because they're getting harder to find, and I've enjoyed what I've read of the series so far, and my understanding is it gets better later on. Also, I absolutely love the spines, they're nice pastel colours, and I want more than just like purple and blue. So I've now got a red. I think 5 and 6 is green or orange, I can't remember. But I need to find that one, I need to find the rest, yeah. Maidens 7 and 8 / 4th omnibus. Water out the way. Mangas gets the space. Next we have How Do We Relationship Volume 1. I wanted to pick up some BL and GL as part of Pride Month when I went shopping. I didn't have much luck with my BL unfortunately, but I did manage to get some GL and this was one of them. I don't know much about it other than a lot of people on Instagram seem to be enjoying it. I think volume 3 came out recently, so it's not going to take me too long to catch up anyway. I haven't read it yet, but it is in my to read basket, so it will be read pretty shortly, and then I can decide what I think of it then. Next we have volumes 12 and 14 of Hatsuharu. Is that how you pronounce it? These aren't read because I'm buying the series out of order. I don't think it's out of print, but it's definitely harder to find. So I have volumes 1, 5, something, 12, 14, something. So it'll be another series that I'll probably binge once I've got all of it, as opposed to trying to just buy sequentially. Yeah, I do love that they've got like flaps. Flaps are weird. What do you do with the flaps? Is it like a bookmark? I've got bookmarks. Won't that just bend funny? I don't know. It amuses me. Hatsuharu 12 and 14. Next we have Tokyo Tarariba Girls Volume 3. I haven't read this one because I haven't yet read Volume 2. It's the only reason. But I've been really enjoying other work by the same artist, so Blank Canvas I'm all up in at the moment. I'm only missing volume 5 of that and I've been on the lookout for that. And a part of me is like, I don't want to read more of this series till I finish that one. I know it makes no sense, but like in my mind it's like at least one author at a time. But I'm struggling to find volume 5 of Blank Canvas. What's the full title? Blank Canvas, My So-Called Artist Journey, that's what it's called. Yeah, I'll find it one day. It's just not today. Instead I'm picking up more of the other series by the same person. Next we have Cube Arts Volume 2. This is an isekai. What a shocker. So basically this is some dudes have been isekai'd into a video game world where everything is made of blocks, and you do a lot of crafting with those blocks, and you also do a lot of mining with those blocks. But I can't think of what it's similar to at all in my head. But I mean, they can't call it that game's name, obviously. So it's just like cube game or something. It's actually called Cube Arts, I can't remember. So far it's been a distinctly okay isekai. I think I've enjoyed it because I enjoy Minecraft. I said it. Yeah, I really enjoy playing Minecraft myself, and I've played a lot of Minecraft, so to me, seeing it basically in a manga form without saying it has been quite fun to read. But the actual story is a bit, it's basically a rehash of Sword Art Online. They've been trapped in the game and they can't die, and it's Sword Art Online meets Minecraft is basically what it is. So I'm going to keep reading. So far I think there's only 3 volumes out. I'm unsure if it completes at 3 volumes or it's ongoing, because a lot of my isekais are really hard to find information about because they're just a bit obscure to the point that there's no Wikipedia page, or it's hard to find on publishers' websites whether or not there's another one, or maybe it's been cancelled, I don't know. So there's 3 so far, so I'm nearly caught up, and I guess I'll find out when I get to the end of volume 3, and if it ends, it ends, and if it doesn't, then I assume there's some more. Next we have Woof Woof Story. I told you to turn me into a pampered pooch, not Fenrir. So this is an isekai as well, where a dude has been isekai'd into Fenrir. Is that how you pronounce it? Fenrir? He starts out and he's just a little puppy, and then he grows and he is now this like massive dog. I was gonna say something else. Massive dog, and it turns out he's OP and he like has other powers and stuff, and he just wants to lead a pampered life, but things aren't quite working out that way for him. But yeah, I feel like this is another distinctly average isekai. It's definitely fun to read, but it's not a oh my gosh, read this sort of series. I think there's only 2 out at the moment, or 3 must come out soon. There aren't many isekai that have hit double digits, to be honest. There's like 3 I can think of. Well, okay. Next we have Cells at Work Baby. I really enjoyed the Cells at Work series because it's so educational. I feel like reading Cells at Work is good because I learn things, and then I'm not wasting my time. Not that manga's wasting time. Reading manga's fine and great and wonderful. My only issue with it is because it's so intense and there's a lot of things that you learn. It's quite hard to read, because I generally read manga before I go to bed, like sit in bed and read a few volumes before going to sleep, and I'm quite tired often, and then reading something where it's just littered with Latin names, it's like no. So I need to actually pick this up and read it during the day when I'm not sleeping is my problem. It's been in my basket, it's in my basket as well at the moment, so it should be read soon. There's just so much Latin and information thrown at you. But I would definitely recommend Cells at Work if you're interested in like how the human body works. It's really interesting. This is the 2nd spin-off I have. I also have Cells at Work Code Black, which is a more adult version, and then there's also the OG Cells at Work. I think there are even more spin-offs, but not all of them have been translated yet into English. I say yet, like they will be. They might be if these are really popular. I think only 1 volume of Baby is out at the moment though, so I'm up to date with that, which is nice. Okay, so now we're on to the manga that I have read. So first we have Breasts Are My Favourite Things in the World Volume 2, which, would you be surprised to learn that this is an ecchi volume? This is weirdly wholesome though. This is a very wholesome ecchi. It is just basically the blonde-haired girl is quite flat-chested, and all she wants to do is just like is nuzzle, squeeze, I don't know, play with boobs, but she doesn't have any, so she finds a girl who does, like this purple girl, and they just sort of spend time together and chat, and she fondles her while they do it, and it is weirdly wholesome, but also very, very weird. It's plastic wrapped, but I don't think you see... I think you see bare chests, and that's about it. There's a lot of relationship stuff going on between the two of them, which is really sweet and really cute. Yeah, it sounds so much worse than it is, but really, yeah. A part of me is like, I'd recommend it if you want a wholesome GL, but also I don't want to recommend it because it's a plastic wrapped series. Right. Next we have Love Me, Love Me Not Volume 8. I've been really enjoying the series. It's the same authors, O'Hara Ride and Strobe Edge, and I've loved those so much. Is it Volume 7? Volume 7, where a whole bunch of stuff went down between two of the characters. I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to spoil things. But things continued between some of the characters that started in the previous volume, or was it the volume before that? If you've read it, you know what I mean. If you haven't read it, I'm gonna sound crazy. And we've just seen things continue on, and it's been lovely and wholesome, and it's just gorgeous artwork as well. I'm glad... Nope, that would be a spoiler. Nope, I'm gonna leave that there. Covers are on point, as always, as well. But yeah, I'm gonna have to leave that there. That's so sad. I need to do more spoiler reviews. So I can just rant about the volume without worrying. Next we have Demon Slayer 21. I had been waiting on this volume for so long. Amazon delayed. It was meant to come to me in like March, April, about the time it came out in the US, and I can't remember when that is now. And it just kept getting delayed. It was delayed. And the morning that I went shopping, I checked my Amazon order to make sure that it wasn't being shipped, and it was still showing as like, we don't know when we'll ship it to you. And then I went in and I bought it, and I came out and I was like, yep, we've shipped it to you now. No. Luckily they let me cancel it, which is great. We are not very far from the end of the series. There is only 23 volumes and this is volume 21. Things are absolutely hotting up. I keep reading it if I'm not reading Demon Slayer, I'm like, I keep feeling I'm not that bothered by Demon Slayer, but then the moment I do start reading it, I just like absorb it completely. I don't understand. I'm like that with a few series, or sometimes it's the other way around, where if I'm not reading, I'm like, I love that series, and then I start reading it, I'm like, oh, is it finished yet? Is it finished yet? But this is one that is definitely, I keep thinking it's alright, and then I read it, and I've read it like, if that makes any sense. Yeah. Next we have Hatsuharu Volume 3. So this is a high school romance, shoujo style, typical, quite fluffy, except the quirk for this series is that we primarily follow the dude in the relationship. We don't follow the girl as much, so we see it mostly from his perspective, which is quite neat. He's originally quite a womanizer, and he dates a lot of girls, and this girl has turned him. She's different, she's special, and it's nice seeing it from a different perspective compared to usual. Also, there's a whole bunch of other characters, and they have a whole bunch of stories, and a pair of them have an absolutely wonderful moment in this volume, and it was just the festival. There was a festival, and I'm just like, yes, this is good. This is really good. I think there's 13 volumes. I think I have volume 9 because I bought it second hand, so I'm still a bit of a way off before I can complete that series, but I will do because I do quite enjoy my soppy shoujos. Okay, so next we have I'm a Behemoth, an S-rank monster, but mistaken for a cat, I live as an elf girl's pet. So this is an isekai as well, and this knight from like a fantasy world, I think, as well, not from like Earth, has been isekai'd into this kitten but it turns out he's a behemoth. He just looks like a kitten, and this elf woman girl happens upon him and sort of rescues him and takes him in as a pet. But it's a bit weird, and most of the time it's just the kitten's OP and they go into dungeons and they fight together, and then also he lives in her boobs because she's got big boobs and he fits, so why not put him there? But there are some weird bits about how she can't wait for the kitten to get bigger and then they can cuddle. It was like just reading those fights and they're in the inn or something, and then there was just like 3 panels where it got weird and then it sort of went back. It was got a little less weird. It is a very strange manga. Very plastic wrapped. I adore the title though, because it's so long, and because of how it's organised on the cover, it's a bit confusing about how you might waffle through that. But if you like weird kittens, try that one, I guess. Next we have Cutie and the Beast Volume 1. This is an age gap romance. She's in high school, 16, 17, can't remember, and he is a wrestler. He is like the bad guy in wrestling, the heel, I think they're called. All of my wrestling knowledge comes from that Netflix TV show Glow, so I'm not too familiar. But basically she starts messaging him on Twitter and they start chatting, and she goes to see him at a meet and greet, and he gets butterflies or something, and they keep talking on Twitter, and they run into each other again at a meet and greet, and they talk a bit more, and they're like, shall we think of it doing dating or something? I can't remember. And then he learns that actually she's a high schooler and he's like 27, and he's like, nope, that's wrong, we need to stop what we're doing. It's like, okay, fine. And then at the end he's like, nope, I want to be with you regardless. And it's like, oh no. It was quite sweet and quite cute, apart from the age gap. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'll keep reading it because I did actually enjoy everything but that bit, and age gaps don't tend to faze me too much. I mean, I'll happily read if it's got an age gap, even if it makes me angry and annoyed, like some other series. Dream Sun. So I want to see what I end up thinking about this series when I get a bit more into it. I think there's only 2 volumes out, or volume 3 comes out shortly, maybe, or is already out. We'll see what happens with that. Next we have volumes 12 and 13 of Comey Can't Communicate. I'm so happy to see these volumes in Travelling Man. If you watch the shopping video, you'd hear my voiceover talking about how just happy I was. Comey is my favourite series. I relate to the social anxiety so much, and I'd been waiting on my volume 12 for ages when I was in it and it hadn't shipped, and I was like, maybe I'll hopefully see it in Travelling Man, and I did, and I grabbed it and I was like, yes. And then I looked down a shelf and they had volume 13, which wasn't meant to be out yet in the UK, so it was unexpected Comey, and I'm not sure I can express just how happy I was. The poor people in the shop, as I cried and jumped up and down and squealed, they must have thought I was insane, but I got Comey, so I don't actually care. We have met a new character, this young girl, I've forgotten her name, does it say on the back? Ray? I think that's her name, Ray. She's quite standoffish and doesn't want to talk to people. She has, it seems like, social anxiety, but in a different way to Comey. She sort of just pushes people away as opposed to just not saying anything at all. But in this volume we actually see Comey trying to help her overcome that so she can make friends, and it's one of the first times we've seen Comey make the push to help someone else. It's almost like all the help she's gotten, she's now passing on to someone else. It's like, yes, yeah, love Comey, can't wait for more volumes. Next we have volumes 4 and 6 of Oh Maidens in Your Savage Season. So I got 4 and 6 because I already got volume 5 because it was on sale on Amazon. I have now read through both of these and, well, both these and volume 5, weirdly enough. Volume 6, volume 5 had something in it that made me very happy, and then volume 6 made me quite angry. There was a character I really liked, and then now I don't like them because of their actions, but it doesn't feel like it's necessarily their fault. It feels like they've had problems with grooming going up, and yeah, so it's some lenience maybe, yeah. But I definitely feel like this story is quite, what's the word? I definitely feel like I could see a number of these things happening in a school. It's not just sunshine and rainbows, and it's a lot more mature, the sort of things you might go through when you're going through high school, secondary school, they call them high school I think. There is a bit of an age gap thing going on, but weirdly I don't mind it too much just because I don't think it's gonna go anywhere. I think it's just a all talk sort of thing, but we'll see. There's 2 more volumes. I need 2 more volumes and I'll be sorted. It's only an 8-volume series, and the colours are so gorgeous, though you can't tell as much in this light. This is like a really bright pink and this is an orange. The orange is very orange in this light, but not the pink also looks orange. Next we have The King's Beast Volume 2. So this is a shoujo. We follow our main character, who is sort of a half human, half beast hybrid, and is it feudal times? This is set in, yeah, feudal times, and our half human, half beast is like a servant to royalty, specifically to one of the princes in this country, and it's meant to only be boy half-beasts that are allowed, but this girl has snuck in to find out what happened to her twin brother, who was also the servant of one of these princes way ago, but then he died. And she's trying to figure out why, and just keep her cover basically, and yeah, without letting the prince on too much about what's happening. We meet some new characters in this volume that I quite liked, so I think that was at the last chapter. Yeah, the last few chapters I really enjoyed a lot because I liked the new characters that were introduced. So excited to read more of this. There are only 2 volumes out in the UK at the moment. I don't know if volume 3's come out in the States yet. Maybe by the time I actually post this video. But yeah, also I do like it's like extra shiny, and I don't get why it's extra shiny. Next we have Fiance of the Wizard Volume 3. I believe this is a 4-volume series. It is also an isekai, but I would very loosely call it an isekai. A woman has been isekai'd into a world, but that is like, we don't really hear much about it. There's not much reference to her past life. There's like one thing that happens where she meets this dude with black hair, and she's from Japan, where a lot of people have dark hair, and she's not really met many people with dark hair, so she sees him, is reminded of home, and is like bespotted. She's so happy to just have that familiarity. But in this world, people with black hair are considered like taboo, like they're cursed, that sort of thing. So this boy is very confused when this girl is like, oh my god, I love your hair, and he's like, what? What? Because like that's not a thing in this world. And they end up growing very close, and they end up engaged. He also turns out to be really powerful and becomes like the most powerful wizard in the country or something along those lines, like court magician or something. But a lot more less like party tricks sort of things. I feel like it's a series that should have stopped at 2 volumes. Like the arc and what was happening wrapped up quite nicely in volume 2, and volume 3 sort of introduced something else, and it feels a bit forced. Like we need something else, so it's not just a 2-volume series or so many chapter series. And it's like, oh no, now this is happening, and I'm not sure, but it's only 1 more volume. I did enjoy reading it, but the story confused me a little bit, if that makes sense. I don't think that makes sense. I know what I mean. This is a lot thicker than the first 2 volumes though, which is quite nice, considering they're all the same price. It's very pink. It's very pink. Okay. Next we have Asadora, volume 1. I was unsure if I was going to pick up this series, but then I needed to do a 3 for 2 that matched with the Dorohedoro, so the same price bracket, and I think this was actually £1 more, but it was close enough. And I was really unsure. I didn't know anything about the series at all before I picked it up, and I didn't know anything about the author either, so I've read some Pluto, but that's it. I didn't realise at first that it was the same author as Pluto, and I just found it really strange. Like, I definitely enjoyed it, I loved reading through it, but if you were to ask me what happened, I don't know if I could tell you, but I enjoyed it, which is weird and makes no sense. So this girl, there's a typhoon or a flood, and lots of houses are flooded, and this young girl has ended up in a situation with an older dude who can fly planes, and they're trying to distribute food and water to the people who were caught in the flood, and then things get very weird at the end of the volume, and that's about what happened. And look how thick that's basically what happened, and I loved it. And I feel really strange about it, but yeah, weird. Next we have Yakuza Lover Volume 1. This is mega steamy. This is the first Viz volume that I've ever gotten that was plastic wrapped. And I was like, is it really going to be that bad? Is it just Viz being, like, wary because they're Viz? It is pretty steamy. It's not like... I would potentially say I've read some 7Cs non-plastic wrapped that's potentially been steamier than this, but not by much at all. High schooler ends up falling for an underboss of the Yakuza, and fun times in thingy, what's the word? I can't remember the word, but things start happening, like bad guys keep coming along, he disappears for a while because, you know, maybe he's been shot, that sort of thing. But I did enjoy it, and I'll definitely read more. When I first picked it up, I was like, oh, that's a neat gold colour, you don't see that often. And then I was talking to Emma Geeky Dreams, and she was like, oh, it's such a gross mustard colour, and I was like, oh yeah, ugh, it's mustard, not gold. And now it's ruined. Thankfully the next one looks a bit more vibrant and less condiment coloured. Where? Next we have A Tropical Fish Yearns for Snow Volume 1. So this is another GL manga. This girl has moved to a new town and she's starting a new school, and she has to join a club as part of that, and she ends up deciding to join the aquarium club, which is run by this girl here, and they just get really close and talk about fish, and I learned a whole bunch about aquariums and fish in aquariums, which is always really fun. And it's just, yeah, a sweet romance, high school romance GL. Yeah, lovely so far. I think it's complete as well, so only like 9 volumes or 8 volumes, so it won't take me too long to catch up with that either. Yeah. finally we have Toni and Hana volume 17. So when I first did this haul, when I first went shopping, I didn't have volume 16, but I have a different haul video coming up where I did some secondhand manga unboxing and some pre-order and stuff, and in that haul is volume 16, so I have been able to read 16 and 17 now. This is an 18 volume series, so there is only one more volume after this, so as you can imagine things have started to wrap up quite a bit. I generally find all like the good juicy stuff happens at the end of the third to last and second to last volumes, and then the last volume is just a wraps it. That's it. That's it. That's done. The very actual ending, whereas all the good stuff happens before. I do feel like I didn't enjoy this volume that much. I've enjoyed a lot of Toni and Hana. Besides it being an age gap and quite a big age gap, I've enjoyed the humour a lot. I think the comedy is great. It's lovely. It makes me laugh. But then this volume, things have happened and I'm like, oh no. I mean, it was almost like I knew it was gonna happen, but it has now happened and it's like, no. I mean, it did happen in a really funny way, like it's like unexpected, but I'm now starting to be a bit put off, and there is only one more volume and I'll definitely read it, but I'm just a bit grumps, really. Oh well, that's just me. Some people won't mind, I'm sure, but yeah. Nearly at the end. So that wraps up my manga shopping haul video. I really hope you enjoyed it. I'm actually going to probably film another manga shopping video because I went shopping at the weekend. I had actually filmed this video once already, but I messed up the video quite badly and it wasn't usable, so I'm trying to just do it again. Hopefully it's a lot better this time when I look back on it. So in that time I've gone manga shopping again. I went with a friend this time, so I'm probably going to film that straight after this one because I'm already sat here and I've got the camera. I do really hope you enjoyed it. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the series I got. Are there any that you're reading? Are there any that you want to read? Did you disagree or agree with some of the things I've said about some of the series, particularly the ones that I've already read? I would love to know. As always, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. It really means a lot to see your support. But otherwise, I'm going to say have a good day, evening, morning, afternoon, whatever you are experiencing, and I will see you next time. Bye!